So hello everybody and welcome to our webinar. The subject we are talking about today is how to write a success story, and our Spanish partner is going to share with us a presentation giving us also some tips and tricks. So Maria Luisa, the floor is yours.
Good morning. First of all, I want to thank you for your time. Why do we need to write a success story? What are the benefits? It is useful to share experiences, it illustrates the benefits, and it will motivate potential entrepreneurs to participate in the program. Where could we write it? We think that the best moment is when the change is going to end, or even when it has been completed. Extension of the story. We recommend that approximately takes 2 pages, including photos. It is important to keep in mind that it's about telling a story. It is not a report. How to present it? The first step is an introduction that it contains the title of the experience, name, surname, cities and countries of both new entrepreneur and host entrepreneur, duration of the change, sector of activity, websites, explain what motivated them to participate in the program and why they decided to work together. Second, activities carried out during their change. We need to describe briefly the inputs and the outputs of the relationship. Third step, benefits, results, and impact. It is important to use quantitative and qualitative data. Some examples. Remarks about the business, number of jobs created, if the sales have been increased, if they have gained new markets or partnerships. Fourth step, evidence. It would be important to include quotes of the new entrepreneur explaining why the change was positive and why is the experience something to recommend. A quote of the host entrepreneur explaining the benefits gained. We also should include a picture with both of them or even with the team at the host company. It would be important to add some details for people to get more information. We could add the website of the program, the official website, and also the consortia website, and also the contact details of the local organization involved. Now we are going to list some tips to prepare the story. We need to keep in mind that it has to be read like a story. The picture. Take different pictures to choose the best one. Make sure that the lighting is bright without shadows, and there is nothing unusual in the background. Describe the skills, competencies, and experience acquired clearly. Don't use acronyms, be concise, and personalize. Use the names, the titles, don't write the new or the host entrepreneur. Some dissemination tools for the story. We could include it in the Erasmus website, in social networks, in our own newsletters. This is all for today. Thanks for your time. Do you have any questions or suggestions? Thank you.
Thank you, Maria Luisa, for your presentation. That was very clear and concise. I will unmute the others in order to be able to receive the questions. Okay. Anybody having any question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, Susanna?
Thank you, Maria Luisa, for that great presentation. I wanted to ask you, do you think is it difficult to get the story from both the host and the new entrepreneurs?
Yes, in fact, it's not very easy because I usually ask new entrepreneurs a month before the stage is going to end, because it would be important to have the story with both of them. But sometimes the new entrepreneurs send it without the host entrepreneur quote or some information regarding the host entrepreneur. So it's not that easy. I don't know if that helps.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, it's not very simple to get a good success story from both sides. Maria Luisa, there are people in the network considering that maybe it is better to write the success story a few months after the relationship has started, or even later, in order to be able to show the benefits and the results, because at that point everything should be more concrete. What do you think about this approach?
Well, I agree with this approach, but I think it would be more difficult to get the story, because if you ask a few months later, even the host entrepreneurs that will send information, it would be really good for the program, but many of them won't do it. So at the end, we will not have any story at all, because it will be very difficult to get the results in numbers. So in a way, it's a very good thing, but I don't think it will work out very well, because
I agree. I mean, I think we should ask for the success story at the end of the relationship, or immediately after the relationship has ended, and then maybe try again later to have more insights about the results, if the entrepreneurs would be available and would reply to us in time.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah. Any other questions or comments or anything? No.
Hello.
Yes, Sadullah?
I can have a comment on it. About the success story, I'm more motivated to ask success stories from entrepreneurs which are working in the field of artistic or some art studios, some photograph studios, because they are more inclined to give the success story on a visual way. So it might be a good idea to ask for, not for instance, the software developer to ask a success story. It might not go well because they are very busy with the work, but the others is also doing an artistic work. It might be a good thing to articulate on the success story for them. So that's my point of view.
Yeah, it is correct. What we tried to do was to also get some pictures or a very short presentation of the work some of the architects did during their stay, because they have very visual projects, just like when they are renovating a house or a villa or something. It is really nice to see the before and after, because this is like a very concrete result of their cooperation care of the host entrepreneur, for instance. And I think it is the same, with the exhibitions or the pictures or the photographic studios and so on. So this is indeed a very good approach for the success story immediately after. And then a follow-up would be great to have numbers and concrete results also from the young entrepreneur side, because the host entrepreneur might have already some numbers, some increase in the sales, or some concrete project to implement after the relationship. For the young entrepreneur, especially if he or she did not start the business yet, it is more difficult to have numbers. So quantitative data is difficult to get at the end of the relationship. Okay, any other comment or question? It seems not. Okay, so thank you for attending this webinar. I will stop recording.